Baker, former clutterholic and borderline hoarder. Now, as you may already know, as a former clutterholic and hoarder who successfully cleared my own clutter, I've spent the last 20 years helping other clutterholics and hoarders who want to do exactly what I did, who want to become completely clutter-free forever. Now, what surprises a lot of people is that I help clutterholics and hoarders clear their clutter without going to their home to help them. Yes, you heard that right. I help clutterholics and hoarders without going to their home to help them. I know the TV programs give the impression that the only way to clear your clutter is to get an army of people to come to your home with skips, dumpsters, bags, bins, boxes, cleaning products, all to help you have a blitz and help you get rid of things in your clutter, and then tell you how you should organise your home. Trust me, I know how these programs work. Every year I get contacted by people who have been on those TV programs wondering why their clutter has grown back again within a matter of months. Every year I get calls from the TV production companies telling me that they want to work with me on their next series, and every year I tell the researcher who sadly has had to call me that they clearly don't know what I do or how I work, and they don't understand that I don't go to people's homes to help them have a blitz, which gets them very confused. And then some of them ask me the question that everyone asks when they find out what I do. How can you possibly help people clear their clutter if I don't go to their homes? And I love that question. Of course, in the current climate, with the pandemic, I couldn't go to your home and help you, even if I did offer that service. It's not safe, or in my opinion, sensible, to have someone in your home helping you with your clutter during a pandemic. I am not prepared to put myself at risk and in your home. I'm not prepared to put you at risk. If someone's helping you work on your clutter, how can you possibly practice safe social distancing? We've got enough anxiety, shame and embarrassment going on around our clutter. The last thing we need is a stranger getting up too close and too personal in our homes. However, for my clients and members, the pandemic hasn't stopped them clearing their clutter. If anything, the lockdowns have actually helped them to focus on clearing their clutter because there are fewer distractions and there are fewer ways to procrastinate. Now, the truth is, when I set up clutter clearing after successfully clearing my own clutter back in 2001, I did go to people's homes to help them in those early years. I still did it very differently to other decluttering and organising experts, because not only did I teach people how to make decisions so that they could clear their clutter themselves, I never told them what they should or shouldn't keep, or how they should or shouldn't organise their homes. I don't believe anybody has the right to make judgments on other people's homes or belongings. I help them get back control of their homes. I also did 6 weeks of virtual follow-up support to help give them the accountability that they needed to keep doing the doing so that they could break their old habits and create new habits. After all, we all know that a day or two of someone coming to your home to help you have a blitz isn't going to be enough to clear all your clutter, is it? But then in 2013, I did my last home visit to a private client. And ironically, that was a client in Vancouver, Canada. I went out there for 2 weeks to help her clear her clutter and do the doing, because she needed the physical help to lift and shift, as well as to learn how to clear her clutter in more detail. However, she didn't just have the help in the home. I'd been working with her virtually for about a year before she reached the point where a home visit would have made a difference. And I helped her for about 3 months after I'd helped her in her home as she completed her clutter clearing journey. She didn't just have the home visit. Since 2013, I've only done home visits for people through my public support sector work that I do. And of course, I haven't been doing those since the beginning of the pandemic. Now, what's really interesting is that many of those clients have anxiety and depression. And by going entirely virtual in the way that I work with them, we've actually seen that their anxiety and depression levels have reduced because I'm not going into their home. So back to the most common question I get asked. How can I possibly help people clear their clutter if I don't go to their homes? Well, let me ask you a question. If you have a clutter challenge, what specifically is it that you need me to help you with? Getting started? Overcoming the overwhelm? Making decisions? Making time? Accountability to make sure you don't procrastinate? A specific type of clutter that you're struggling with? Do you need help to organise your home? Whatever it is that you need me to help you with, I guarantee that it's something that does not require me to physically come to your home. Think about it. I don't need to come to your home to help you get started. I don't need to come to your home to help you overcome the overwhelm. I don't need to come to your home to help you learn how to make decisions. I don't need to come to your home to help you make time. I don't need to come to your home to help you with a specific type of clutter. I don't even need to come to your home to help you organise it once you've cleared your clutter. All of these things require advice, not hands-on help. That's why I'm able to help people anywhere in the world, and it's why 50% of my clients and members are actually in America, not here in the UK where I'm based. What's more, given that when I work with clients and members, we don't actually start clearing any clutter for the first 10 weeks. We never do more than 2 hours of clutter clearing a day. And even when you do start clearing the physical clutter, we don't blitz it. The truth is, you're unlikely to have a lot of things that need lifting and shifting in any clutter clearing session because we're never doing more than 2 hours at a time in a day. So even when you do start working on your backlog physical clutter, you won't need me to come to your home to help you lift and shift the clutter either. Now, if you want help to lift and shift, I'm sure that we can find a local friend, family member, neighbour, odd job man who's going to be much cheaper than me and can help you with the physical lifting and shifting because that doesn't require any special skills and experience. We can do that if you need it, but I suspect you'll find you don't. Now, if you live in the UK, I may even be able to use my contacts in the public sector to get you a social support worker for a couple of hours a week to help you if you are unable to lift and shift. I've worked with clients who are in wheelchairs, having cancer treatment, have got sight problems. All of them have got my help remotely and they've got any practical help that they need in their home to lift and shift from a social worker, support worker, friend, family member, neighbour or odd job man. In fact, I guarantee that if I came to your home, your stress levels and anxiety levels would skyrocket because although we may have talked on the phone and you may believe that I'm not going to judge you or your clutter, I'd still be a stranger in your home helping you with something very personal, your clutter. And your clutter may be something that you feel ashamed about, and it's almost certainly something that you don't like to share or talk about with friends and family. So even if I did come to your home to help you, you'd have all of the stress and anxiety of a stranger standing in your home, looking at your clutter, and that would probably make you feel very uncomfortable, much less than when a stranger is standing in front of you. Bung on the need for some social distancing because of a pandemic and watch those stress and anxiety levels soar through the roof. Now, you may have experienced this already. Lots of my clients and members have had tradesmen, utility providers, emergency services in their home, all of whom have made really unhelpful comments or suggestions about their clutter, or even worse, have threatened or actually reported them. So how is feeling stressed about having a stranger in your home going to help you deal with your clutter? That's without even considering the fact that you're probably paying me a lot of money to stand in your home and make you feel uncomfortable in your own home. I guarantee that you would struggle to relax because you'd be thinking about how much it was costing you for me to stand there in your home and make you feel uncomfortable. You'd be mentally working out the cost of each minute and hour as you watch the time pass. Because you're not just paying for my time, you've also paid the cost of my travel to get to your home. You'd be worrying about how much it's costing you and how much we have or haven't cleared. Although on the plus side, I do only work with my clients for a maximum of 3 hours a day. So at least you wouldn't have to feel that way all day. But with the travel expenses, it would make it unbelievably expensive to have me come to your home for just 3 hours, just so that I could make you feel uncomfortable in your own home. And I don't want to do that. You'd want me to help you get on with the blitz, just like you've done before, so that you can get it all done as quickly as possible and stop the cost going up and up. I remember one client when I did do home visits who had had an expert in her home before me. She'd persuaded her husband that they needed to pay for the expert, but the trouble was, although the expert estimated how long it was going to take and how much it was going to cost, it actually took longer. So this lady's husband kept calling every hour, asking whether they were done yet, putting the lady under pressure to ask the expert to leave because they didn't have an infinite amount of money. A few hours after they'd expected the expert to be finished, my client and her husband had an argument on the phone because my client tried to explain to her husband that she couldn't ask the expert to leave now because they were surrounded by piles of clutter. They needed to at least sort out the piles and get them dealt with before she left. The expert eventually left 12 hours after arriving. My client was exhausted, her husband wasn't happy, and not much had actually been achieved because my client was so stressed during the day that she wasn't able to make realistic decisions. So she found herself agreeing to get rid of things just to try and speed up the process and get the expert out of her home on that day. So when 2 years later, she once again persuaded her husband that she couldn't do this on her own, apparently the main reason why she picked me was because I did a fixed fee. Although that may have been what caused her to choose me, she did actually realise quite quickly that the clutter clearing way of dealing with clutter is very different to the expert she'd had before, and of course she was grateful that she'd made that decision. And yes, she cleared all her clutter and she's been completely clutter-free ever since. She became one of my many success stories and I am very proud of her. She is about 10-11 years clutter-free now. Now, when I work with my clients and members, we don't even start working on the clutter that you can see. We start with understanding why we have our clutter challenge. So the first few home visits, 10 weekly home visits to be precise, if you were having help in the home, we wouldn't even be clearing the clutter. You wouldn't see a difference in the amount of clutter in your home for at least 10 weeks. We'd be doing some exercises to gather information and feedback to find out why you have your clutter. But you're not going to relax. You're not going to let me guide you and trust me if you're worrying about what it's costing you to have me standing there in your home, are you? Can you imagine paying me a lot of money to stand in your home, make you feel uncomfortable, while thinking about how much it's costing you not to even clear your clutter for 10 weeks? That would be crazy. But you'd be surprised how many people have paid a lot for experts to come to their home to help them have a blitz on their clutter and have been disappointed when at the end of a very long day or a very long couple of days, they don't see much difference. The truth is, the things my clients and members struggle with in relation to their clutter don't need me to come to their home to help them, which is a good thing, because at the risk of sounding rude or making judgments, my clients and members couldn't afford for me to come to their homes to help them clear their clutter. Clearing your clutter is going to take time. I work with my clients and members for, on average, 2 years. Yes, 2 years. That's how long it realistically takes to break habits, make new good habits, learn how to make decisions, and clear all the backlog clutter without it taking over our lives. They do a little clutter clearing every day for a couple of hours, 5 days a week. If I was going to your home every day for a couple of hours, 5 days a week for 2 years, quite frankly, you'd probably need to win the lottery to be able to afford me to do that. Besides, if you're normal, you have good days and bad days, good weeks, tough weeks. If you're having a bad day or a tough week, you wouldn't want me turning up on your doorstep to help you clear your clutter, would you? If you're having a bad day, you're not going to be in the right frame of mind to concentrate and work on your clutter, even just for a couple of hours. You're not going to be able to make realistic decisions. You need to be able to go at your own pace, ride the wave of your bad days and tough weeks without worrying that you're paying a lot of money for me to turn up on your doorstep that day. Don't need to put ourselves under that pressure. Many of my clients and members have health issues, which means that they can only do a little and often anyway, which works perfectly with the clutter clearing way. Little and often is good. We're eating an elephant bite by bite. Little and often is the way to go. Of course, we definitely clear your clutter if I came to your home every day for a couple of hours for 2 years, because we would be doing a little and often. But it would mean I couldn't help anybody else either. And we can actually do it virtually. And you're quite capable of watching a video because you're watching this video. I know you're quite capable of watching an online video and following an instruction that I give you. So the truth is, you don't need me to come to your home to help you clear your clutter. If you're capable of watching an online video, which I know you are, if you're capable of clicking on a Zoom link in an email and joining an online call, if you're capable of following instructions and know how to re-watch videos if you need to, then you don't need me to come to your home to help you clear your clutter. If the physical lifting and shifting is a problem, we'll deal with that when we get to that stage of your clutter clearing journey. If you struggle to know where to take things in your clutter that you decide to let go of, we will deal with that when we get to that stage of your clutter clearing journey. If you feel the need to talk and share with people who will listen, understand and not judge you just because you have a clutter challenge, we can do all of that without the need for me to come to your home or for you to travel anywhere. When people ask me, how can I possibly help people clear their clutter if you don't go to their home? And I explain to them what I've just explained to you, they usually understand how I am able to successfully help people clear their clutter without the need for a home visit, and how I've been doing that for the last 20 years. But for those who still struggle to accept that it's possible, the final part of my answer usually persuades them. Not only can I help you clear your clutter without going to your home, it's actually better value for money not having someone come to your home. So let's just consider the costs to have an expert come to your home. So that's going to cost you around £50 or $75 an hour, plus travel, plus mileage. Most experts have a minimum charge of around £150 or $150 plus travel time and mileage. So let's call it around £200 or $200 minimum per day. Now, there may be other extra costs, such as removing and dealing with unwanted items, but we'll keep this simple for the moment. So £50 or $75 an hour, minimum charge £200 or $200. Now, here at Clutter Clearing, for less than the cost of just 1 hour of an expert's help in your home, before travel time and mileage is added on, you can get lifetime access to an online short course that tells you how to make decisions and how to do a clutter clearing session. So for example, if you want to know how to clear your paperwork clutter, I've got an online short course that gives you everything that you need to know to be able to get started with clearing your paperwork clutter. And that's £47 or $60. In that online short course, I share with you how to get started with making decisions. And I take you through how to do it step by step. So for less than the cost of 1 hour of an expert coming to your home, you can actually get access to how to do a paperwork clutter clearing session. You can watch those videos over and over again, as many times as you want or need to, every time you do a paperwork clutter clearing session. And I bet you've got paperwork clutter in amongst your clutter. Every single client that I've ever worked with over the last 20 years has got paperwork clutter amongst their clutter. So no need for me to come to your home. It's all right there online in bite-sized videos. I think the biggest video is 5 minutes. Online videos that you can watch over and over and over again every time you do a paperwork clutter clearing session. You can get access to them instantly. So, what if you want more than just paperwork clutter? Let's say you want to start your clutter clearing journey and become completely clutter-free forever, just like I did 20 years ago. Great. In which case you can take my part-time course, The 7-Step Journey. Now, not only is it online videos that you watch and follow in your own time, if you choose the group journey membership, you also get 3 hours of live group support each and every week. So you get to meet, share, talk, support with others who are on their 7-step journey. So you get all of the online videos plus 12 hours, 3 hours a week of live group support every month for £147 or $197. That is less than the minimum charge of having an expert come to your home. 4 weeks of access to the how-to videos plus 12 hours of live group support plus access to me for less than 3 hours of help in your home from an expert. So before you watch this video, you may have thought the only way I'm going to be able to clear my clutter is having someone come to my home to help me like they do on the TV programs. But I can't afford that because of how long it's going to take. So I'm just going to have to give up my dream of becoming completely clutter-free and accept that this is how I'm going to live the rest of my life. Cluttered, hopeless, helpless. Maybe you thought you'd have to win the lottery to be able to get the help that you need. If that's you, think again. You can clear your clutter. You can clear your clutter without an expensive home visit. You can get the help and support you need to succeed. And you can get the help and support you need to succeed for significantly less than the cost of someone coming to your home. You can also get that help more safely given the current pandemic. When you do get the help you need to succeed without having an expensive home visit, the wonderful thing is that those around you start to get a bit confused. They see you successfully clearing your clutter. They feel you grow in confidence. They hear you talking positively about a clutter-free future. They don't know how you're doing it. No one has come to the home to help you like the TV programs. How are you doing this? Is it the clutter fairies? Have you found that elusive magic wand that we've all been looking for? Nope. You're just getting the help that you need to succeed online, in secret. You're getting back control yourself. You're working towards your clutter-free goal and your clutter-free life. You're going to become completely clutter-free, just like I did 20 years ago. And all without the need for an expensive home visit. So the next time you sit down to watch one of those decluttering or hoarding programs, just notice whether they look comfortable with having strangers in their home. Notice whether the expert is showing and teaching them how to make safe decisions. Notice whether the expert is asking them to get rid of things in their clutter or decide whether to keep or trash their things. Notice whether there are skips, bags, bins, boxes involved in the whole process. Know that I can help you for a month for less than the cost of one of those skips and less than the cost of 3 hours of the help that they're getting. Know that those people on those programs have probably ended up realizing that a blitz doesn't work, doesn't last, and that's even though they got it free for being on the TV. Know that there's a good chance that those people you see on the telly have ended up getting my help to clear their clutter without the need for an expensive home visit.